The Specie Resumption Act, when gold became God. 1. The Paper Promise. After the Civil War, America was drowning in paper, greenbacks, to be exact. They had no gold or silver behind them, just trust. That trust worked, until it didn't. Inflation crept in like a slow leak, and suddenly, $1 bought less every month. The country split in two. Hard money believers wanted gold. Soft money populists wanted paper. One side preached discipline, the other survival. The fight wasn't really about money, it was about power. So what does that actually mean? Whoever controlled the definition of value controlled the country. By 1875, Congress stepped in with a plan. The Specie Resumption Act would make paper dollars redeemable for gold starting in 1879. Sounds neat, right? But it was like announcing a diet by throwing away all the food. The Treasury began pulling greenbacks from circulation, shrinking the money supply. Prices fell, wages collapsed, and the economy choked. Footnote: the Specie Resumption Act of 1875 restored gold redemption but triggered deflation and widespread hardship during its transition period. 2. The Long Depression. By 1876, money was tight, too tight. The Treasury's quest for sound money turned into what historians now call the Long Depression. Railroads went bankrupt, factories closed, and farmers watched their crops rot while their debts grew heavier. So what does that actually mean? Imagine owing the same loan, but every dollar you earn gets more expensive to find. That's deflation. It rewards savers and punishes everyone else. The wealthy in New York and Boston cheered. Their bonds grew in value. Foreign investors loved America again. But in small towns and farmlands, people saw it differently. To them, the government hadn't saved the dollar, it had sold out the working class. Footnote: deflation following the act enriched creditors while bankrupting farmers and workers, deepening America's class divide. 3. The Gold Faith. Here's the irony. By 1879, the great fear of worthless paper disappeared overnight. When redemption day arrived, people didn't even bother trading their greenbacks for gold. Confidence returned precisely because they could exchange them, so they didn't need to. So what does that actually mean? The government spent 4 brutal years proving that trust was stronger than metal. The greenback, once mocked as fake money, had become as good as gold. On paper, the system worked. But in practice, it crushed millions. It also taught a painful truth: stability is expensive, and the working class usually pays the bill. Footnote: the return to gold succeeded psychologically but left deep social and economic scars that reshaped public trust in money. 4. The Class War. The late 1870s turned money into politics. Farmers and laborers saw hard money as a rich man's game. Bankers and industrialists called it moral discipline. Both sides were right, in their own way. Movements like the Greenback Party rose from this anger. Their message was simple: money should serve people, not punish them. They wanted paper currency reissued to loosen credit and create jobs. So what does that actually mean? Ordinary Americans were starting to realize that the economy wasn't broken. It was built this way. The elites saw something different. To them, the gold standard meant civilization. America finally looked respectable to Europe. Wall Street thrived. London cheered. Meanwhile, farmers went broke selling wheat that barely covered their interest payments. Footnote: populist backlash against the gold standard created new political movements that challenged elite financial control. 5. The Legacy of Control. In the end, the act didn't just define money. It defined who mattered. Gold stabilized markets, yes, but it also cemented inequality. The Treasury's victory was psychological: people trusted the dollar again. But they stopped trusting their government. So what does that actually mean? Stability won. humanity lost. The Specie Resumption Act became a model for future stability policies, from austerity programs to central banking. Each time, the pattern repeats: fix the system, break the people. Even today, the idea that money must obey gold, or rules just like it, still echoes. The myth of discipline lingers, dressed up as fiscal responsibility. But the real currency isn't gold. It's belief. And belief can't be printed, stored, or redeemed. Footnote. The Act institutionalized a global faith in gold-backed stability that shaped economic policy and inequality for over a century.